YouTube, what's going on? This your boy Mr. Two Real Cuts back again with another video. So we're gonna get into this drop fade real quick. We're gonna be using Oster Octanes, Gamma Ergos, Gamma Evos. We're gonna put this fade together today. So starting off, I'm gonna use my Ergos and put this bald line in, have it nice and clean. This is gonna be the first foundation line to build my haircut. Alright, so now we're going to go in with our 1.5 blade with the octanes. We're going to start removing this bulk, trying to create an even playing field for us to build our fade off of. So far at the bottom, we got our bald line in. Now we're going in with our 1.5. So we're going to clean all this out, nice and clean. Then we're going to get into doing this clip over comb using our 3/eye blade. So we're going to remove all this bulk that's connected to the top part of our fade and to where the longer hair starts at the bottom. So next up, we got the 0A blade. So what we did so far, we did the 1.5, clear the bulk out. We did the 3/0 to clean up the clip off comb. Now I'm taking my 0A and creating our second foundation line right on top of our bald line, which is gonna sit right in where the lower part of our transition of our fade is gonna be at.
Southern thing.
Okay, so now we're going to switch up to the 000. So what we're doing right now is blending out that bottom line that we put in the very beginning, our bald line. And all I want to do is just blend into our 0A. So we can go ahead and start blending that out and knocking that line out. Y'all, so now we're about to start getting into our heavier blending. So we created our foundation earlier for our blend with the bald line, the 0A, and clearing out that bulk with the 1.5 that we did earlier. So now I grab my 1A blade, and all I'm gonna do is start blending from top to bottom, blending into my 1.5. So I don't want to go all the way up through the 1.5. I just want to blend into it. Okay, y'all, so now we're rocking with the one blade. So what we're gonna do with the one blade now, we're just gonna keep going down lower on our fade. Use this one blade to blend into my 1A. So you may have heard me mention in other videos about using a skip blade technique, meaning you set in foundation lines skipping certain blades. So just like how we put our foundation lines in with our bald line, our 0A, and we did our 1.5. So technically we only had 2 foundation lines that we had to blend out. So we put those lines in, but now that means you gotta take them out. But you had to use your blades in sequence from either top to bottom or the bottom up to be able to create your blend transition. So in this right here, since we're blending going down, we already had our 1.5, we got our 1A. Now I'm using my 1. So I'm gonna just be flicking my wrist, blending that line out, creating a smoother blend transition, and just keep working my way down my fade. That line in, it's gonna be the same one you're usually gonna have to use to take it out to finish that line off. So you see how this fade is coming in nice and clean. You know, we still got some little detail work we gotta do, but you see how these blades are really putting this fade in nice and clean. This 0A blade down, I'm gonna get into some of the detail work. So I'm gonna do some clip over comb, start finessing this bulk from the top part of my fade, cleaning up that transition, going into the heavier part of his hair, making it come together. Got to the point of my cut where I feel like my detachables have gotten as far as I feel like taking them. So now let's get into some detail work. So now I'm gonna grab these Gamma Ergos and finesse this blend a little bit more, make it as blurry as I can make it, getting those fine lines, getting into those little nooks and crannies, all that good stuff like that, flicking that wrist, adjusting that lever where it needs to get into so that blend can get as crispy and clean as I can get it. And if you haven't had a chance to try these out, this is a really good trimmer. I've had all the other top trimmers, that's available on the market. And these so far, as of recent, have been my favorite trimmer in a long time, especially with the way how they perform. They leave a good clean line. I don't have to overcut and over tap with them. You know, they get the job done.
Southern thing.
Start getting into our little finishing touches. You know, my client, he usually likes to have a little bit of blast of this, the hair fibers on here. The ones I've been using lately have been the Fusion hair fibers. They're 100% human hair fibers. You can actually really tell the difference between these and say if you're using Topic. These right here actually look like legit human hair. And so it leaves a little bit more of a natural look. It doesn't look all overdone, anything like that. So if you hadn't had a chance to check out Fusion hair fibers, you need to check those out. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our razor work. I like to use this spray and slay shave spray. It actually has CBD oil in it. It has a good smell to it. It has essential oils. It leaves a really good, smooth feeling when you're running your blade. You know, I tend to try not to dry shave people. You know, you always want to try to at least put a little something on this. That way you don't over exfoliate their forehead, anything like that. You want a nice, smooth run with your razor blade. And it's a pretty good product.
Southern thing.
So now just to kind of finish off our fade, I'm gonna use these Gamma Uno shavers. This is actually a single foil shaver. It's a smaller one, and it's actually a really, really strong motor on it. For it to just to be a single foil shaver, I was actually really impressed with this one, especially when you're doing like smaller areas, especially say like above the top lip, down at the bottom of your fade. Try that one out too. YouTube. So here you go. Here's the cut. Here's our finished product. I hope I blessed somebody's game today. I hope you learned something. Shout out to my barber students at Gulf Coast Barber College, Third Coast Barber College, HCC. Shout out to everybody, who rocking with me on the channel. Make sure you subscribe and like. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Holla at your boy.